Evening. So, you guessed it, absolutely full of cold. So this is going to be a short but sweet video. We're going to get on with a bit more silver soldering, but I'll just like to show you where we're up to at the minute. At the minute we're into a right hell of a construction. So there's buffer beams there, temporary bolted the drag box on. This isn't soldered on yet, I'm doing that last. But what we've got on the underside, I'll just show you this. So you can see I've made a start on these two here, so I've bent the front of them. I need to centre punch those in the back there where my two fingers are. So this all comes apart under here. Well, I've kind of held it all together so you can get an idea of where it's going to sit on the actual engine. So it sits like that, and then this bit of foot plating that's there sits over the front of it all, so you don't even see it. It sits in there, and it just needs to tickle that with a file so it fits in that gap. But yeah, you don't really see any of that because it's all covered over with foot plating, which is a bit of a shame really, because it's an hell of a fabrication. But it just goes to show we're getting there now. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to tackle the underside. When I did those two pieces there with the bend on the end, I had to put one of these plates on to hold them vertical because they were trying to stray outwards. Was it outward? No, sorry, they was trying to stray inwards, and I need it to stay all in line. So I'm going to do these ribs that are here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll come a bit closer. I'm going to do these ribs here. There's 3 on each side. So they're going to go on next, and I'm going to use that as a template again and just solder the bottom pieces into there. That bottom plate, as you saw, all soldered up really well. You can see that. It all soldered up really well, all kept its squareness and everything. It didn't bow in the middle like I thought it was going to. And that top bit still fits, which is even better. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to start pulling all this apart. We'll get it all rubbed up ready, and then I'll do those 6 in there, back into the pickle again. Then I'll pull those back off, clean them up. They can go get stuck on, but I must centre punch those first. So I'm going to pull it all apart, but centre punch those, take that off the buffer beam, and then yeah, we can get soldered up. So all going well, even though I'm absolutely full of cold. Keep on the old soothers, it helps with the sore throat. So anyway, let's bugger off in there and get some work done. Alright, you can see there all fluxed and soldered is placed in there ready. So I'm not using that top bit as a template like I said I was going to. So I thought about it afterwards. They should all stay where they should be anyway. If they don't, then we'll manipulate them into place to put that top plate on. So I'm just going to burn off that water again. We do one at a time, start at this end. I'm filming it from a different angle, so hopefully you won't get my hand in the way. Hopefully. Getting this first one warmed up, and it's warming the other two as I'm doing this first one. See the colour of the plate changing. I put all the solder on one side as opposed to alternate one to the other. Get some colour now. You can see that's just starting to go cherry. So the torch is having bit of trouble because it's blowing back on itself. But by the looks of it, the solder's gone off on that first one, so we'll move on to the second one. The heat's already in the bottom plate, so it shouldn't take long now. Still getting the torch in the way of the camera, but it can't be helped. It's such an awkward little fabrication. The solder's starting to run already, so I'll apologise for getting the torch in the way. Done on that second one now, last one. Well, last one on this side, and I've got to spin it around and do the other side. It's running at the bottom already. See it chase along and then zip, off it goes. It was at the back there. That middle one hasn't gone at all. I can see a big blob of solder right at the bottom. Try and direct the flame down onto it and get it to go. There it goes. Still not quite there yet. It's that bottom plate because it's got to get hotter. There's more of it. The upright, as you can see, is hot enough by the colour of it. On that time, I think. The awkward bit now is spinning it around, as you can tell. But I've got it on a couple of bits of steel on the underside. See this flux and solder on this second side. We'll get cracking now. So I'll run on that first one. Making sure with the second one on this one, make sure I don't get that blob of solder left in the middle, which I haven't. On to the last one. See that run, look, watch it there, it's running all the way to the back. The back's already gone off because it's had enough heat on it. Just doing right down in the corner. Done. That's it. You can see there the gold colour as it's cooling down. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. See the gold colour, look. When it's gone off. Zoom back out. There we are. So that's it done. All happy with that. So that's going to go into pickle again now for 24 hours. I'm going to be on to the last bit. Let's go through and I'll get this into pickle and we'll digest what's just gone off. Talk about some class 2s and stuffs. So that's that bit of soldering done. You'll see I didn't put that top plate on. Let me grab hold of it. That top plate on to keep hold of it. I thought it was the last minute decision and I thought, well, those two pieces that run the length of it, I needed to keep them vertical. Those 3 uprights are kind of pressed against it, so they shouldn't really wobble offline. And by the looks of it, in that solder run, it didn't do that at all. So that's now into the pickle. We're going to leave that for 24 hours. I think I might change my pickle tomorrow, refresh it with some new stuff. Just because the last bit that was in pickle yesterday, I've took it out today. Normally after 24 hours it's proper clean, whereas today when I've took it out it wasn't as clean. So I'm wondering if it's kind of lost its zing. I don't know if it goes off or not like that. I normally, as say in the past, I've used citric acid crystals and that works fine. So I've changed now and used this white vinegar, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't seem to have the cleaning properties as it normally does. So yeah, so that's all sorted. I did get asked the question on the last video, is this a kit that I'm doing? No, it's not a kit. It's all drawn from works drawings. For those that are new to following me or new to the channel, if you go way back probably a year, you'll see where the first video started with the tender, which is on that bench, which you can't really see. And things have progressed and went on to the engine frame. So tender and engine frames are kind of almost up to the same level now. I've ordered some more bits from Ed yesterday to go with those outrigger outside footplate supports. I've ordered the one that goes behind the one that I showed you the other day. Excuse me. That one. It goes behind that one, and again it's because it fits higher up on the frames, and it still has that inner drag box is bolted to it. So I want to get everything that's associated with this front drag box all to the kind of make sure everything's where it should be. And then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to turn my attention to the radial stretcher or the pony pivot stretcher. That's going to be my next one to solder up. I'm not going to do a little soldering video session with that. I'm just going to go back to doing normal updates. But that's going to be my next one to sort out. Then from there, it'll be smokebox saddle fabrication. Massive fabrication. Got that Y piece, as I say, to go in there. So I've got to sort that out. Then it'll be, I might turn my attention from there into machining up the horn blocks for the engine frames. Although saying that, I might put the engine to one side and get the tender sorted out, because my lathe is now free from doing wheels, so I can get on with the brake hangers or brake hanger brackets, so I can split the tender frames down. So I might move the engine off this bench and put it over there and bring the tender around, strip the tender down, get everything done on the tender, get the wheels put into it, turn my attention to the springs, get that as a rolling chassis as soon as I can, get some paint on it or some undercoat at least, and then start doing the springs. As you know, I've already done one spring. It's hiding me on the tender. I've already done one spring, but I need to do obviously 5 more of those before I can do its ride height or check its ride height, which is all to do with them spacers. I don't know if you remember when I said about that a few videos ago. Sort spacers out, which will sort its ride height. To sort its ride height, I'm going to put a couple of, or a short length of track on this bench, and then I can measure from the rail head to the centre of the buffers and get it absolutely bang on. Once that's on its wheels, we'll swap benches again. I'll put that back on that bench and start back on the engine frames. If I can get the engine frames and the tender frames both as rolling chassis, then I can work upward from there. Oh, I've got that rear drag box to sort out as well, but that needs tigging together. So I'll need to speak to my mate and get that off to him to get that tigged together. So yeah, right. Tune in a good couple of days again for the next bit. It'll be soon time to silver solder that into place. One last bit to do on the underside. Oh, I did just do, so you know, there is 2 spot holes in the back of there now. So I need to drill those through. And then I can, before I go mad with assembling anything else, I can test assemble that part. Machine the rubbing plate for the front of there. Oh, it's just reminded me what I needed to order for that. I need the steam heat and vacuum bits for that. That's something I've forgotten. I need to send off for that. That'll have to wait until the next order. Yeah, so get that nearly finished. I've pretty much done, let me find it, not that one. Pretty much done one of the buffer stocks already. I've just got to drill it through from the back, bore the centre, then that's done. That'll be another bit done, ready to go on to the front buffer beam. That one's still to do. It's got that. You can see that it's got a lump on the bottom of it that needs to come off, and then it needs a tickle up with the file. It's been machined at the back, ready to suit the buffer beam, and I just need to drill it through. Buffer beam's ready and tapped, so they'll be able to go on. So yeah, good progress, all going well. I'm now going to go and suffer in the house, the pack of tissues, and yeah, we'll see you in a few days time, hopefully, all being well. See you soon.